Hello everyone, hello. It is sunset. It's warmer looking outside, but it looks very cool in my video, so I'll do my best to lighten it up a bit. It's been a very busy Friday, and it feels like one of those hazy days of summer. And I was thinking about that a little bit, about what makes it kind of a hazy day, and definitely like warmth. Maybe like just after it rained, maybe sitting on the porch when it's slightly raining. But I think more of like, well, the sunlight's kind of in your eyes a little bit. You're picking berries, you're taking a walk, you're having a popsicle towards the end of the day or midday or something, taking a rest. I think of very sensory things that, from my childhood or when I was a teen or something, listening to music, being outside, having the windows open, just stuff like that, where everything moves at like a slower pace. And that I'm looking outside and there's hardly anyone out there right now. They're, having their times and just hanging out with family, maybe at a restaurant with a terrace down the street or something. And I don't know, I just like to think about, I just saw a boat go by at a slow pace, and they're just kind of, I think they're going back to the marina. So I got these stickers here, Blossoming from Korea with Gabby. She's about to relaunch her site here with some cool stuff, and unfortunately, when you see this, it'll be Sunday. But I am going to see, I think it opens in about 20 minutes here. So I might have to pause what I'm doing and check out the site real quick, because she was going to launch some really beautiful, I'm going to stick this somewhere because that's really pretty. I'm going to put it on the edge of my thing here. Sticker was made things a little sticky here. So we'll see. Usually I take the sticker off kind of a while before that, but it's a little gummy just in a couple little spots there. Anyway, this is more of like a spring, but I kind of feel like, I'm glad there's some corners on here. I'm going to take advantage of those. And this one, I think here is very similar to a sampler I have. But yeah, so it kind of repeats right around here. So that's quite a lot there. And then I picked up two pinks. One is more of a warmer pink. I don't think I'll use the cooler one. This is excuse me. I'm sorry, I just had dinner. I'm not going to use the 800. Now I have the hiccups. I'm going to use the 850. So, excuse me. Okay, I had to get that out of my system real quick. So there's like this pale pink color right in here. It actually kind of matches the lid a little bit, but this is a bit more of a peachy tone. I did realize, I think last time after I finished, that I forgot to put the weather down at the bottom, but I usually do go back and do those kinds of things. I'm just going to highlight both because I don't know which one I want to use yet. And then I'll just, because this is so pale, I'm just going to put it everywhere. No, I think I'll keep that open. Okay, I thought I got my tweezers out. I did not. Where are they? They are, I don't know if I'll need that. I will take this. Okay. So I did have my infusion last week. I'm going to do these corners first, I think. I have to say, I have had some infusions where They're like, do you know Dutch yet? How long have you been here? Kind of a thing. And, I get it. I'm working on it. Actually, I was working on it with my son this week. He was helping me practice. And then I also went to the market, and I was going to practice a bit more with him there, but he opted not to come. It was a pretty warm day, so I don't fault him with that. It was one of those days where you do close up the windows during the day. And like walking down there was nice, but then coming back, I was like, we talk about being uncomfortable, and that was like a little even beyond my tolerance for being uncomfortable. But it's temporary, so, I could muster my way through it, right? But with kids who have sensitivities, I understand. So being able to do both of those things, I was kind of pleasantly surprised. I think I want this coming down from the top here. So, what I was saying was like, I really don't often talk about my auditory processing disorder. It's harder to explain, and so I don't often bring it up, especially with doctors here. And I go, you know what? Sure, I have procrastinated learning some Dutch, but I also have trouble listening to it and learning it. And so I thought, you know what? I wonder if I could bring this up. What I do is I put like a little note on my phone, and I show it to them with my birth date and my name, because I don't know how to do that. I've been trying to practice, like saying 1978 is hard. I mean, it's like saying it in any language. It's like to learn English is incredibly hard. Whoops. And I just try to keep reminding myself of that, of like learning how to do all the numbers and how to do the word order and how many different ways you can say hello and goodbye in English is like, there's a ton there. So of course there's going to be a whole lot. I think I'm going to use this one because I'm kind of avoiding that side of things. So on my note, I did put on there, like, I have auditory processing disorder, but then I realized it was hard to read it because it was kind of like it's almost a little mini paragraph, and they didn't have time to look at everything. So when the one nurse was checking me in, I just said, oh, I read lips, which I do to an extent where it's sometimes I can read lips without any audio, but I'm not quite that good. Like I need to hear a little bit of audio. But I often, this is a pretty one. Where should I put it? Here looks a little too much like that. So either here or up here. I think I need a shorter one there. So she's like, oh, and then the nurses were just like really sweet. And this one who I was not conversing with came over and immediately spoke English to me and was like, that was the first time in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sessions I've had there. Now, granted, they're pretty nice, but they also, I'm in their country and I need to learn their language. I understand that. So I am trying. I'm wondering about maybe here in the middle. Kind of like creating this weekend area there. So, yeah, I mean, and what I kept kind of going back and forth with as I left was like, I've always felt like I'm making up my disabilities or I'm exaggerating them. But in this instance, I had, like, I can't hear. It's not that, but it's like, how do I make it so that they kind of understand? But they could hear, like, that I could hear them and then talk. But I do stare very intently at people's faces. And that's why, like with podcasts and things, I very much enjoy watching people's faces. So it helps me understand so much more. And so, yeah, I think I'll do this. Oh, that's the sticky one. Let's see if I can get some of that off of there. There, I think I got most of it. Let's see. Are they sticking together? No. Yeah, I got most of it off there. Yeah, I guess when you, that's what diagnoses, getting diagnosed, like, it can be really important in that aspect because it feels like you're not faking it. You're like, no, this is real. Even though it takes a while to settle in, it's something that it's just so hard. It's just so hard to go, I do have this, or if you're self-diagnosed. I had a recent conversation with someone about how valid is self-diagnosing, and it can be, I prefer to, especially with women or non-binary people, just like the amount of dismissal of symptoms and like, oh, that's not real. And I've had it a bunch of times, just like everyone else probably here who has a chronic illness, like how many times you've just been flat out dismissed. And it's depressing, but I'm trying to see here. I think I'm at my saturation limit here. I think this might be about it. Oh, actually I could do that. So that's used quite a few there. And I think there's two. Yeah, there's two repeating in here, which is nice. But I do believe that, especially if you are a woman or non-binary, that because you may not have access to the tests, whether it's through funds, whether it's through the waiting game, whether it's through, a doctor who will take you seriously enough to write a referral, all of that, I do believe in self-diagnosis, especially with, it's just that if you want to then ask for accommodations, you can always ask, but if you have them on paper with a diagnosis, they're gonna do a whole lot more, right? It's like if you need a support animal, if you need something further, special equipment ordered, or touch devices or hearing aids of some kind or anything like that. Yes. Like having it written in formal, I get it. The person I was talking to is like, well, what about the scams? And I'm like, how often does that happen? I mean, yes, there are people out there ruining it, but before and after your diagnosis, you have the same symptoms, or after the diagnosis, they could possibly grow worse. But you're still the same person. It's just a marker in your life for before and after of just like when it gets on paper. And it can be extremely validating, but there are you know, needs that you have before you get it on paper, and it's not like those needs change unless they do get worse or something and you just need additional. But that's my outlook on it. And it just feels so weird sometimes to bring it up because I don't like identify with these things. They're just, sometimes I forget about them because I have been dealing with it all my life. I don't know any different. I've always misheard people. I've had hearing tests. I've had busted eardrums over and over and over again. It's just that sometimes it sounds like a foreign language until it registers in my brain. And hearing a foreign language and then having it process and then being able to answer, it's a delay. And with health stuff, I felt better accommodated that way. And I have to, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but I felt like it was something to talk about. Like, do I feel shame every time I show up and just feel like I can't learn the language, or I'm having such difficulty with it that I just can't keep up with other people? I mean, that I still press on. I'm still trying to learn. I still, am going through my classes and asking my son, okay, how is it said, like this, or pronunciation, or, so I am going through it, and I just know I'll go on a very much slower pace. But do I want to show up for every medical appointment and feel bad about it because I don't feel normal? With air quotes there, right? Because there is no normal. And this was the first time kind of advocating for that. And the response I had was like, oh, these nurses understand, because they have a lot of people that come through. I'm sure they have deaf people come through and hard of hearing people come through. And actually there was an elderly lady who came in right after me who sat next to me, and they spoke louder to her so she could hear. And so they were accommodating her, and I don't want to use like, no, I know zero Dutch, because I won't. I will slowly learn over time. But I just thought that was, I just kind of experimented, right? I just was like, part of my, as I've talked in some of my previous in my quarterly 3 things here, my word is gentle. And so part of that is, how do I be gentle and support myself? And then, is that speaking up for my needs? Yeah, it is. So I don't know. I thought that was important. Sometimes, like telling the Uber driver here, like, oh, I'm immunocompromised. Sometimes they understand, but then sometimes they don't. So, and like having people ask, oh, why are you wearing a mask? I mean, I have my chiropractor who's from Canada was like, are you protecting me or you? Like, and I thought that was a really great approach, because then it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm sick and I want to protect you. Like, I would totally do that if I came in with sniffles, although usually I just stay home. But no, I just, at the time when I did that, I was like, oh, I'm protecting me, because that was true. Like, when there's 4 people in a very small room, I'm like, I would like to use a mask, please. Yeah, so let me write a few more things here, and then I will come back. Okay, so I have a lot of room here to buy, and then I have only a little bit of room here for meals. But I do want to... Oh, let me go grab my food planner. So I have to say, I'm loving this form factor. I couldn't plan in like my weekly in here, I just write too large. But I kind of love that it's like the size of my phone and that it's green too. I'm using a green case today, but okay, this is this week. So I just checked off the ones we did, and I see that we have 2 meals. We can move to the next week because we're going to have a leftovers night, and then we're going to have a sushi night for my birthday, which is actually next day. But so what I did was I wrote out all the meals, and then I was able to have space finally because I don't have space here. I guess I could like use this. But I'm kind of using that for mom school right now. So I kind of wrote them all out. They're not in order. And then this is like stuff I could do for my son. And then here is where I'll put them in order. This is where I realized last week. And then I put white out on both of these and then renumbered the top so it would kind of work how I last talked. And it did. It worked out a lot better. And then just I had a list of things that I really wanted to eat through and use up. And so I'll do that again. And I just made the order. And then I was able to go through and look at all of these ingredients and double check my list, which I have not been able to do before. I wish the app is so close because it'll take like all the ingredients from a recipe, especially if it's in their system, but you can make your own recipe. This is a Dutch app, so store app. And so you can add them. And I just wish it would like combine them in the list saying, this is the recipe they're all for. So I'm writing to them and asking them because they do say, hey, what's your feedback about this? But this here, I can go ahead and white out now because these are not per day on this side. Just so I'm not looking at the days of the week here. But yeah, I have to say, like, this was the point that I was having a lot of trouble. And so it worked. So yeah, I have my days of the week on the top. They'll fill in. I have my list of meals. And then I'll write in here, like, what we need to use up. So success so far. I've been talking about it so much. I don't know if I need another video, but at some point I will. I think I'll do a separate little mini video on it. But yeah. And then I'll write mom school here. Today we were talking about reading new books, reading Dutch books, that kind of thing. So here, yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm not even sure if I'll use this part here, but I put too big of a sticker there. Oh, and then my 2 cards that I pulled. And I kind of asked my deck, you know, hey, could you help me with this kind of thing? And it says, where or from who do you feel the most pressure? How can it be released? So that is really good. And I'm like, well, I need like just a little extra support. So I pull another card and it was embrace your moment of growth. And so I get it. I get if I release this like pressure, then I can grow. And I know what it's about. I know what it's about. So I forgot to highlight up here. So now I can do that. And then I'm going to highlight down here. There's this really pale pink. And oh my goodness, for my birthday week here, we are having glorious temps. I love a cool summer. So like right now it's, let's see, where is it at? 68. I think it's more around a 67, 66 out there. It feels a little cooler. 18 Celsius. So let's see. So starting Monday, we are in the teens. And I know that's not everybody's favorite, but that's what I love. So we have like 19, 16. Is it all 0% until Wednesday? the 0 there. 18, 15. I mean, we've had like 25 overnight, and it just like, even with a fan, like if I put a fan on me, I start coughing because it's just that balance of being hot and cold. Let's see. It's Tuesday. That's not right. I'm looking at the wrong date here. Monday is 1914. I was like, something feels a little off. And then 1913. I'm looking at a different app that tends to be a little bit more accurate. There we go. Now we're on it. 19, Thursday, 15. I mean, that's, to me, that is just like perfect. And then up to 21 is fine. I would sleep in a room that's 21 or 19 any day. Just a bit on the cool side. And then Saturday, 21, 17, and the same on Sunday. I'll put it over here. So to me, I get super stressed when it's hot, and I don't do so well. And so I'm just like, this is just a huge gift here. I think it's, gonna rain on Wednesday. So 2%, and then 2%. It rained in certain parts of the country here this morning. Some people were wearing their wellies. I saw creator Journal Blend. She was talking about it in her stories. And I'm like, oh, we didn't have any. Unless it was super early, like 5 a.m. But let's see. The other thing I have been doing is at the bottom, I write a little bit here, which is from this book, Magic of I. They have these little right here where it says like shadowy deep, and I'll have a plus or a negative. Right here it's like something flow. Oh, what is it? Go with the flow. Turns to gold, and then this is their shortcut, and then diamond mind. So I write those at the bottom because sometimes they kind of coincide, sometimes not. It's just kind of a fun on the aside thing. What else? So I missed that last time. Do I have any appointments? I feel like I have none. And I might have one here. I want to say around 6:15. I get mixed up with my I's and my L's that are client. And then it's kind of tentative. Let me see if I have anything else. And if not, that is it. Because I'm enjoying these summer days. Oh, I do have a chiropractor. Okay. On a Tuesday. 10:45. Okay. I redid it from last week because I didn't want to go right after my infusion. It's just too much. So, and then my second client meeting is here. Okay. My client is getting very close to moving here, and so I'll put a bin here, and then I can get the bin in here when I come back, or right before I go. So anyway, I'm helping them organize their move, and so that's That's all I see. So, I think they leave in like 2 weeks. It's like, ooh. And they're moving very close. So, I think that's it. I think I will put those on here. So I have those two. Bin, 10:45. Do I have the wrong day on that? I do. Okay. It might be back to back then. We'll see. We'll see. I was like 23rd. They said 23rd. That's the 22nd. So 6:15 or thereabouts. There. I think that's all the things that I wrote here. And yeah, so I'm going to have some sushi this weekend from down the street. They've gotten a bunch of good reviews. We just haven't tried them yet. And something with fruit and a lot of cream for some kind of cake. We're going to celebrate it Sunday because, Monday is a work day. And I should be getting a package next week, and I filmed half of the video already a while ago, but I'm holding on to it because the second half is going to be kind of completing that, and so then I'm going to push them together and have a video. I am surprised that I was able to, go out and do some things last week. That evening after I get my infusion, though, it's like I can barely think. It's like I can't process step-by-step instructions. I'm trying to, drink as much water as I can. But during the summer, it's easy to get dehydrated. So, especially walking around. So yeah, by Wednesday I was kind of surprised, but because my son's not in school, I've been able to sleep in this week and just get some extra rest. So yeah, that was my buffer week last week. That's what it was. I was calling it my down week, and I was marking it in several places. I was like, wait, I need to mark this in my quarterly, in my yearly, and different spaces, but I kept calling it my down week here, but I thought of a different name for it because it sounded like, I was down for the count, and then it wasn't quite that. It wasn't a quiet week. Okay, it's not quite coming to me, but it was something more along the lines of a gentle week because my word being gentle. And I'm like, okay, that makes way more sense. I think it was that word, but if I remember it, I'll come back and rename it. But to me, that's what it was. I was being gentle on myself. I was being gentle in my mornings. I was taking things slow. I didn't want to call it like a slow week because it's not quite that. It's just being very intentionally gentle as I just kind of get better. I was thinking about, should I switch to shots, which would be every 2 weeks, but then every 2 weeks I'm feeling a little off, but it won't be as much, right? So, and it's kind of hard to just go between the two. It's not something you can just flop around, but it would be like at least a 3-month period, if not more, and then I could switch back again. I don't know. So I'd much prefer to have like a gentle week right now, and then have like 7 other weeks that I don't have to worry about anything. If you think of another name, I would love to hear. The other thing is, these co-plan with me's are all about co-creating with you all. It's about sitting and taking time, both of us, because I consider just me and you. Like, I don't consider a crowd here. I just feel like I'm talking to one person, but I'm just talking to everybody. But I just feel like I'm like body doubling along with you, just so that you can get your planning done while I get my planning done. And so that's why I don't too often skip these, because I need to get this done. And so filming it, making sure, that that I get this done is important. So I will leave it at that. It's getting dark out. And so I will see you next time. Hopefully this week I'll have that delivery and push out that video. And then I'm working on August for my sticker project. I would love to get that out, if not this week, next week. And what else do I have coming along? All of my joy journals, let's see if I can say that, are over on my Patreon. So I'll leave a link down below for that. You can have a free membership to look at all those. And those, I'm really talking about all these things that I'm doing, and I share pictures, and this, I do share like future planning, but there's all about the past and what actually happened. So definitely check that out. And I had plans to dive into my inserts again, but the funeral and my mother-in-law passing just kind of derailed that a bit, and I will return to it. It just hasn't been the time yet. Very soon. I'm thinking, now that I've had my infusion, had my gentle week, probably in the next 2 weeks here, I'll spin that back up again. So that'll be something you may want to be in the Patreon group, so that you can provide some input on like tip-ins and things. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll leave it at that. And consider liking and subscribing on the way out. Helps my channel out a lot of bit. It helps other people's channels out. It really does help. If you're on the TV, you can still put a like on there and subscribe. Just kind of navigate around and you can do that. I think that's it. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.